This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. What you just heard there was me playing a little bit of minor key blues, and I was employing a trick that to this day I still tend to think of as the David Gilmour blues scale. Not because it sounded like David Gilmour, but that just goes to demonstrate the versatility of this little technique. The reason it's called the David Gilmour blues scale, or at least in my head, is because he was the first person I saw employing this. When you're a self-taught guitarist, that's how you categorise things. You know, you don't necessarily know the textbook names for stuff. You just kind of label it or tag it in your mind as, oh, it's that thing that this guy does, or that thing that guy does, or the Clapton thing, the Page thing, the Beck thing, and in this case, the David Gilmour thing. So what are we talking about here? What's going on that we're doing? Well, we're basically playing a minor pentatonic with a little bit of extra stuff going on. Here's an explanation.
Lick explanation.
Okay, so typically, if you're playing in a minor blues, and we're in the key of B minor here, you'd have essentially a 12-bar blues made up of maybe the 1 chord, which would be B minor or minor 7. I played them all as minor 7ths in this particular example. Then, you know, you'd go to the 4 chord, the E minor 7 or E minor, and, you know, back and forth between those in a standard kind of 12-bar sort of format. And then it's the last 4 bars where you've got a bit of a turnaround that things can get fun. It's not unusual to have this kind of thing where you'd have G7 going down to the F sharp 7 to take us back to the B minor, or minor 7 again, and then maybe an F sharp 7 as in bar 12 of the 12 bar sequence. And I've got the chord sequence just kind of put into me looper pedal at the moment. I'm having a lot of fun with that. So over the top of that, you could just play B minor pentatonic and it would sound like this. And as you can hear, that works absolutely fine. But it's when you get to that G7 to F sharp 7 turnaround that you can have a bit more fun. One of the notes that we're going to use, you're probably already kind of sneaking in, and this is just another way that you can use it. What I mean is, if you're playing a minor pentatonic in this sort of situation, it's perfectly commonplace to begin adding in the flat 5. There. And there. To give yourself what is commonly known as a blues scale. Now that flat 5 in the key of B minor is an F note. And here's the thing, if you land and stay on that F note, for any length of time, most places in that chord sequence, it's going to sound a bit dissonant, a bit like this. Not good. But the one place where you can land on it and stay on it is over that G7 chord. Why? Because G7 has the note of F in it. There it is right there. Anywhere you want to play a G7, even just down the old cowboy chord version of it like that, it's going to have an F in it somewhere. And remember, F is that flat 5. So I'm going to go through the chord sequence once again, and this time, when it gets to that G7 chord, I'm going to start landing on that F note, and you'll kind of hear that it just has a sound that's wrong but somehow right. It's wrong but in a good way. I know what I mean. Let's see what it sounds like. So you could hear that note just somehow kind of worked when I went to it over the G7 chord. It's a great way of adding a very simple and very effective bit of note targeting into, this very, very commonplace kind of soloing situation. The other note that we can use is, and this is a great way of being able to reference them, because you know where you find that flat 5 in the pentatonic pattern? There it is there. We'll just do the same thing on the next string. That is a B flat or an A sharp note. Now why is that significant? Well, because there that is right there in the F sharp 7. So what I can do is add the F note over the G7, because it's in the G7 chord, and the A sharp note over the F sharp 7. I'll go through the chord sequence again and I'll kind of point out where they're happening. So there you go. That is a useful little trick to have under your belt when you're playing over any kind of minor blues, or this kind of minor blues, which is by far and away the most commonplace. All you got to do is remember that when it's going from that G7 chord, going into that, you can use just the regular blues scale flat 5, and when it goes to the 5 chord, the F sharp 7 in this case, you would use essentially the note 1 fret below the root note of your pentatonic scale. So you're in B minor, so you use the A sharp note. And that is the trick that we're talking about today. And I do apologise that I had to rush off quickly at the end of that clip there. We have a new puppy in the house and he's running me and the wife absolutely ragged. My presence was needed to go and deal with the situation. Anyway, as usual, there is a full tab for that piece of music at the start of the video in both Guitar Pro and PDF formats, along with a clip of me playing it, that explanation you've just seen there, and a jam track for you to play along with for yourself. All of that is up on my Patreon page. There's the address and the link is in the description. $3 or £2.50 a month gets you access to all of these additional resources that go along with these YouTube videos. A massive heartfelt thank you, seriously, to everyone who supports me in that or any of the other ways, all of which are linked down below in the description. And that is pretty much the video for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed what you've seen and found it informative and useful in some small way, and if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so, and why not give me a like while you're at it. As always, I'll just give a plug for the live stream every Friday, 5 PM UK time. We have a beer and we talk music and guitars. Great way to kick off the weekend. I'd love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.